Phillies, and Boston cannot afford to go down 2-0. I got a little bit of smoke for Joe Mazzulla and a little bit of smoke for Tatum, but y'all already know it's your boy Steve O Speaks hosting for today, and we about to get right into it after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What it is, bro. It's your boy Steve O Speaks, one of your hosts for NBA Central, back with you with some more content for today. And yeah, we about to talk about some Joe Mazzulla today in the Boston Celtics. As y'all know, James Harden came in and turned into old James Harden. It's like Doc Rivers came in and said, bro, we need an old Houston Harden to come in, and that's exactly what happened. Not to say that last game Boston didn't necessarily play a terrible game, but you you got out superstar, and when you got two of your best players not reaching to the type of levels that Harden get to, that's what happens. And you just can't afford you. And not only that, but you lost on your home floor in Boston in the Garden, and you know that's a tough crowd. Y'all know how that crowd is in Boston and to beat in. So hey, James Harden, no matter how much flack I personally be giving him and the rest of the world be giving him, he showed up nevertheless. But tonight is a big night. It really is a big night. Also, before I get into it, shout out to Joel Embiid for winning the MVP. Well deserved. Hopefully, he's playing tonight. We're not sure. Still a game time decision with that sore knee. But yeah, I got a couple questions for Joe Mazzulla. And, it is not like I'm not really being too hard on him, to be honest. But it's just little things I'm noticing about this Boston Celtics team that I'm not liking. Is one thing I've been saying recently as late, especially in the last game, which was the final was 119 to 115, Philly winning, is I didn't see that much Grant Williams. He played about 4 minutes. I believe he didn't really do much, if I'm not mistaken. No points, no nothing, and it's just weird to me because it's like that's one of the glue players of that team. That was one of the most important players to the reason why they was able to bounce back and make a finals push. Because without him, I don't think they make it. He made a lot of good shots, a lot of big important shots, a lot of big key defensive stops, and to see him not only have 4 points, I mean not 4 points, 4 minutes is ridiculous to me. Yeah, I understand you relying on your stars and your starters to play majority of the minutes, do majority of the things, which they did. Tatum for the most part did what he had to do. He had 39 points, 11 rebounds, shot 14 for 25. Um, Brown did his thing with 23.6 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, 4 assists, 8 for 10. Pretty efficient numbers, but for the most part, besides Malcolm Brogdon, who somewhat struck, I wouldn't say he completely struck the 9 for 16, which ended up with 20 points. Nobody else pretty much did much, and I feel like if you played Grant Williams way more, he would have helped y'all win that game. It was a close game the whole game. It was pretty much a boxing fight, backs and forth, backs and forth. But Philly got it better of you, and they wanted it. Especially with the onslaught that came with James Harden. So my thing is with him is with Joe Mazzulla is you need to be as a coach, you have to pay attention to a lot of things. One thing I've noticed, especially me being a Bulls fan, is when sometimes in certain situations you need a certain player to come in to have that spark to change the outlook or the momentum of this game. And Grant Williams is one of those players for sure. I'm also noticing that the the turnovers are starting to turn up a little bit more than they usually are. Last year, they didn't really start having heavy turnover games. Like I think they got up to like averaging 16 turnovers a game by the finals, and they're starting to get to the 16 average mark now, and it's only the second round. So that's a little worrisome. And it's crazy because becoming before this season, this series started, they was around 12, and even in that series, we felt like it should have been a swept because last year they first round, I forget who they played, but their first round they swept them, and this first round it went 6 games. So I got it just give me a little worrisome, a little smoke on Joe Mazzulla part for the most part for sure. But I don't know. I just feel like Celtics need to tighten up a little bit more. I mean, they're getting a little into that final funk that they and you can't afford to get in that final funk. 'Cause that's the reason why you lost. I feel like those turnovers and Jason Tatum not stepping up how he was is the reason why y'all lost that finals matchup. And I just feel like you need to step up, to be honest, because you cannot go down 2-0 and expect them. It's going well. Anything is possible, but it's very hard. The odds is very bad when you're 2-0, and then let alone you. That would mean tonight you lose. If you lose tonight, you're 2-0 in your building. So that means you got to go back on the road in Philly, in Philly, and win two straight games to even it up. That's going to be a very tough task to do. So you really, really cannot afford to have a lot of turnovers tonight. You got to shoot efficiently tonight. Move the ball. Marcus Smart got to play smart. Don't get in fault. No pun intended. You gotta no foul trouble. We need no foul trouble. Al Horford has come back to earth compared to the Al Horford we have seen in the last playoff run, but just a slightly better game that we could get out of him will help. But and Time Lord, I'm not seeing the effect that he had last year into this year. So I don't know. I just feel I'm expecting a little key detail changes in Joe Mazzulla's thought process. I hope he don't get in that mindset of this team is good enough, so I'm gonna just let them go out there and figure it out. That'd be the downfall to a lot of coaches, and we just seen it with Mike Brown. He sat there and let his young players do what they do, and you got killed by a legend, and you can't allow that. And you're playing a serious team. Don't let Embiid come back and y'all down 2-0, because that we not even talking about that. So yeah, you need to come in guns blazing, focus, laser focus, and ready to get this win for sure. But it was just a short video today. I didn't have much to say. I just wanted to just key in on some things with Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics, and just to tell y'all they cannot really afford to lose. They cannot afford to lose tonight. But yeah, man, this is NBA Central. Make sure y'all follow all the Central gang. We got White Sox with Big Kid, White Sox and Cubs Central. We got Chicago Bulls Central with Hayes. We got Shot Boys Podcast with Cognac Gang with my boy Bobby and C Dub and myself sometimes. And Bulls Bears Central. That's been busting his course. So make sure y'all just follow all the platforms. It's your boy Steve-O. And I'm gonna check with you with another episode. Gang.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.